Hello, hello. Let me go ahead and pull up Twitch on my computer, but I'm starting a little bit early. I'm gonna go ahead and log in. Oh, I thought I was already past this part. Okay, I'm stupid. I'm gonna go ahead and log in. Alright, looks like my volume is working, or my mic is working just fine. So, we're back. I forgot that I don't have the share button when I have AdGuard turned on. Whoops. Let's go to the old Twitter sphere, and then I'll just post that I'm actually doing something for once. What the fuck? I got a message from someone called Wanda. What the fuck? Oh no! Why am I getting... Oh no! I haven't been on Twitter forever, but why am I getting this? No! Fucking fake e-girl piece of shit. Hell no. Report? Hell no! Oh, there's nothing. That's right, Twitter, you're allowed to put sexual content, so. Alright. Reporting this bitch. Blocking that bitch. Hell no! I can't believe I just got that shit. At least there was only one. I can't believe I got even one. Let me check my followers real quick. I haven't looked at my profile in so long on Twitter. Yeah, I only have 5 followers. One's a friend, one's another streamer that followed me back that I would type in his chat quite often on Soul Calibur. One's another friend slash streamer. I don't really know what to call them anymore. I don't even know who this is. I think it's a VTuber that followed me back. I don't know who this is. I think I might have just followed them because other VTubers that I liked followed them or something. But I don't know who it is. And then there's another friend. Okay, so I got 3 friends and 2 randoms. Sort of. Those are my followers on Twitter, and yet somehow I still ended up with that DM from some random... I don't think it was a real girl, but it's those scam type things. It's like, hey, check out this link. I'm working this new job, blah, 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 blah. You should come check it out, help support me or whatever, and then it's just like porn. Or some shit, some webcam site or whatever. That used to happen on Xbox as well. I'd get a bunch of messages on Xbox like, check out this link. I'm like, hell no. And the only reason I know about that scam is because the first time I ever got it was when I was, oh, that's an old friend. Oh, let me see what this guy says. I got an email a long time ago with that particular scam. That's what I was going to say. That's the only reason I know about it, because the first time I ever experienced it was some email. I was like, who is this? It sounds like they know me. But I had my name in my email. That was a stupid mistake. There we go. Post that on Twitter. Alright. How are your skirk savings? Oh boy. I think I know who this is. Actually, I don't know who this is. I know who it is, but I think I'm mixing them up with someone else. Non-existent. I don't know if I spelled that right. I think it's an E. E-N-T, not A-N-T. I am definitely pulling for skirt, but I think this is the friend or person on my friends list who I was always telling them, like, you need to save your money, you need to save your pools, like, don't go crazy spending money on this game, because they kept saying, like, do you think I should pull this? You think? And I think that's them, where they were just like, should I pull this? Should I pull this? What do you think? Should I spend money? And I'm like, I think this is a kid relying on their parents' money. I don't want to tell them to pull something. I think. I don't know if it's the same person, but I think it was that's who it was. I have 18 pulls. I think I have over 30 to 40 pulls at the moment. I'm streaming now and was about to clear Abyss and Theater for another 10 pulls. How many recipes is this guy gonna get? Oh, there we go. It finally ended. Let me see. Do I have a... There we go. Little Yoimiya. It's not a wave goodbye. It's a thumbs up. But I like to use this as like saying goodbye or whatever. This is wave goodbye. Oh, I don't think he saw that, but yeah, this is one of those things where if you don't get this particular unit the first time around, it's very likely that Skirk will have a rerun. And if it's anything like Arlecchino, she might even get 2 within the same region. I could be remembering that wrong, but didn't Arlecchino get rerun twice now? No, maybe I'm wrong about that. I feel like Arlecchino reran with Cloran, but I could have sworn Arlecchino was also rerun with someone else. I might be wrong, but bottom line is she definitely reran faster than what I would have expected. Alright, so now that friend is gone, I'm just checking the little update thing, which I can't show on screen, but I can see what the banners look like. So I'm gonna talk about them, because that's what I like to do. I just like to talk shit. Alright, so Skirk and Shenhe. So Shenhe is an interesting unit, and is someone that I've wanted constellations for a long time, and the only reason I didn't pull for Shenhe constellations during the Chronicle Wish is because I really wanted a Jade Cutter. So that was my priority, was getting Jade Cutter. And since I lost the 50-50 to Shenhe's weapon, ironically, although it was early, I still lost, and then I had to blow the rest of my pulls on Jade Cutter, and I think I even had to spend money. I don't remember for sure. I might have, though. But for Skirk... Well, let's look at the banners. So, I can't show this on screen. I can only show that I'm looking at notices. Because I'm, once again, for anyone that doesn't know me, I stream from my console. And I don't have the option of, like, tabbing over to the next window or something like that, like you could on a PC when it comes to console. So when I open a new window, ergo when I open the internet itself while in-game, it doesn't show what I'm looking at. Based off of what's loaded for me from the internet. So Windows Explorer or whatever is used for PlayStation as a whole doesn't show up on stream for me because I'm not using any software or any outside thing like OBS or whatever, which I still need to look up. I have no idea what OBS looks like, but yeah. It's weird though because my character was frozen stiff on screen, but you could probably still hear me. Actually, let me test that real quick. I'm gonna go into notices, and
was frozen stiff on screen.
Okay.
But you could probably still hear me.
So now I'm gonna say test, 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 and I'm gonna wait for my feedback from my computer.
And just frozen stiff.
Yep, it's definitely working, although it was starting to get like triple feedback or whatever, like triple layers of feedback. Anyway, so yeah, you could still hear me. And so I'm going to talk about the banners real quick. So it's Skirk, Dahlia, Candace, Diona, and then Shenhe for the other banner. Skirk, awesome unit. This is someone that I wanted to pull for a long time since she came out, or since she was first revealed, excuse me. I have no idea what she's like lore-wise. Apparently she's some badass in the lore. Possibly even came from space. No idea. I've seen some videos talk about how her vision is fake, that she just gave herself a cryovision just to be like, hey, look, I'm blending in, or some shit like that. But if that's the case, like, she's fucking awesome. She's very strong, possibly even stronger than Yuvilette, not gameplay-wise, but lore-wise, because, I mean, we saw what happened with the whale. She just, like, turned it into a ball and threw it into a portal and then said, let me just take my child, and then tossed him into the portal as well. That shit was hilarious. I've seen so many memes about that. So she's like a really badass señorita. Anyway, I love the red eyes. They're like reddish color. And the silver hair. It's just, the look is fantastic. This is one of my favorite design characters. Even before the new design came out, like the one that I saw before. I love the whole space stockings or whatever, like her socks were made out of space. The universe, and oh god, I'm not a foot person, but now that I think about it, that's basically what it is. Like anyone with a foot fetish is like, yo man, when I look at her feet I can see the universe looking back at me. Like, whoa dog. Like, no, that's crazy. I didn't think about that till just now. Oh my god. Okay, no. This time, pretty sure I don't know who that is. Let me check real quick. God damn it. Yeah, that's somebody I don't know this time around. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the notices. So, yeah, going back, so Skirk, Dahlia. So Skirk's supposed to be a really cool DPS. You can play her as a normal attacker or a burst DPS, quick swappy thing, or hybrid of the two. I don't know for sure. My understanding too is that if you're gonna be playing playing her with Furina, same as you would the new Ayaka team, then you could just use Marashose Hunter, in which case you definitely want to go attack Goblet, because from what I can tell, she doesn't have too many ways of getting attack bonus outside of just artifacts and, well, actually, no, artifacts for herself and artifacts support units, or support units using artifacts that, okay, let me rephrase that whole thing, rewind, okay, outside of her own artifacts, like main stats, for example, like attack goblet, attack sands, maybe even attack circlet if you're really good with crit rolls, right? Outside of that, the only other way that you can get attack bonuses from Cryo and Hydro units is if they're using their own support artifact sets. Ergo, Furina on Tenacity of the Millilith is actually not a bad option. And Furina actually does very well with Tenacity. That was one of her premier artifact sets when she first came out. Obviously, Golden Troop was her signature set, or like that was the one that made the most sense, but to optimize her damage. But to optimize her support capabilities, you could run her with Tenacity, and then you would run her with other units that gained attack bonus, such as the Raiden Shogun, just for example. So Golden Troop only gave Furina damage, whereas if you ran her on, again, Tenacity of the Millilith, you could optimize it to get damage, because it gave you double or two-piece HP bonus, but it also gave you attack bonus and I think stronger shields. every time your skill hit, and it's only lasts for 3 seconds, but her off-field DPS is lasting forever, right? Like, she has a long cooldown. I mean, long uptime, not cooldown. So you could run her with Farina, and then you would use Marasuse Hunter, and then you could optimize for more crit damage because you're getting 36% crit rate as a result. And keep in mind too, the cryo resonance only works if the targets are frozen. Skirk, she's going to be played primarily on freeze teams, sure. But against bosses, it is true that you can affect the boss with the frozen status, but bosses don't get frozen. So when you affect them with cryo and you hit them with hydro, both auras go away. I don't know how many units of cryo or how many units of hydro, however that works. I just know that in general, if you got 1 unit of hydro, 1 unit of cryo, and they hit the target, they're going to be afflicted with frozen, but the frozen status doesn't do damage. It freezes the target. So if the boss that you're fighting cannot be frozen, basically if it's not the leeway boss that like kind of jumps into the air and flies around you, and I think it's like Animo and Cryo or whatever. If it's not that boss, it can't be frozen. And so it'll say frozen and then the auras will go away. So as a result, not ergo, as a result, that means you lose the cryo resonance effect. You don't get the 15% crit rate if they're not affected by cryo or actively frozen, not just frozen status, but actively frozen. So it depends on how you're using Skirk, but I wouldn't try to rely on the 15% crit rate cryo resonance bonus. If they restructured it, which it would be nice if they did this, if they restructure it to say, after an enemy is afflicted by frozen, attacks against those opponents will have an increase of 15% crit rate for 20 seconds. That would be awesome. That would make way more sense. Then you could be like, okay, now I can prioritize and go, okay, Marasuse Hunter, 36% crit rate, plus the 15 from Cryo Resonance. That's going to be 51% crit. Did I do that right in my head? I just did that really fast in my head. So 36, 46, 50. Yeah, 51% crit rate. All I need is 49% crit rate. And then her weapon, I think, is a crit rate weapon? So if you get her weapon, it's like, oh shit, I only need like 17 or 18% crit rate from my artifacts. Or actually, no, -5 for the base crit rate that you get on every character. So I only need 13 crit rate or some shit like that. Like, it really stacks up. However, that's not how cryo resonance works. So until they buff it or change it, like they did with Hydro, where it's just a flat amount of HP versus, oh, you get like 20% healing bonus or some shit. I'm so glad they changed that. But yeah, unless they change the cryo resonance to be like, oh, okay, 15% crit rate after you've afflicted frozen or affected, or somebody's actively affected by cryo or something, then don't rely on it. If you're fighting regular opponents or the local legend enemies, even in the Abyss, they can be frozen, but the uptime or like how long they can be frozen for, that's where it gets tricky. Like, there are some local legends, like those, I forget what they're called. It's like these hydro enemies. They look like teardrops at first, but then they turn to like these big buff things that like smash you with their teardrop hands or whatever. Those guys can be frozen, but it doesn't last. And then there's the enemies that I haven't seen these guys in floor 12 in a long time, but the samurai, when they go into like their second stage, when they hold the sword in 2 hands and then they like get like enraged or something, it's kind of like a new buff on themselves. Masanori does it all the time. They can't be frozen anymore once they hit that stage. So there are enemies that can't be frozen. Even though the majority can, there are still some that cannot. I mean, you look at the Abyss Heralds and whatnot, they can be frozen before they get their shields, but after they activate their shields, you can't freeze them. So, and they can't even be affected by cryo, I don't think. So there's a lot to consider there. So until the cryo resonance gets changed, don't try to build any of your cryo units expecting to get a 15% crit rate just like free or whatever on a freeze team. Always consider that that may not be up all the time, or you might not have 100% uptime on that. So with that said, if you're going to build Marashise Skirk, pretend like you still need that extra 15%, even if you don't. Just pretend that you do, and you won't regret it. So if you find yourself with 64% crit rate, you can consider yourself as 100% and not overcapped. And remember too is that you don't get the 100% crit rate or the 36% crit rate from Marashise right away. It's each tick of lowering or raising your health. So it has to go off a few times first before you get the crit rate, which is basically 100% of the time, but with Farina anyway. But still, I digress. So that's one way you can build her. My God, I went on such a tangent. That's one way you can build her, Marashise Hunter. If you're not using Farina, well, farm her set. Her set is is obviously best in slot, but Marashise Hunter is really close, I think, in terms of just quality of life and damage. You think of how much crit damage you can build with Marashise Hunter, whereas her set gives a boost to normal attack and or burst damage or something. I forget how it works. Let me see. I think I can view it. Yeah, okay, so I have to go down. Okay, here it is, Finale. I hate that it's called Finale of the Deep Galleries when we have a weapon called Finale of the Deep. Anyway, very original. Alright, so when the equipping character has 0 elemental energy, which is only Skirk, normal attack damage is increased by 60%, and elemental burst damage is increased by 60%. Okay, that's what it is. So just starting off, you have a bonus to each. And then after the equipping character deals normal attack damage, the aforementioned burst will stop applying. After the equipping character deals elemental burst damage, the aforementioned normal attack will stop applying. And this happens for 6 seconds. This is why it's tricky to want to build, let's say, hybrid Skirk. If you want to do her burst and then also do her normal attacks, you kind of have to wait if you're using this set to get the most out of it anyway. I mean, you could start going crazy burst, time to normal attack, you could start doing it right away. However, if you do that, you're losing 60% damage on your normal attacks for 6 seconds. So burst first, then do your rotation, then go back, and then do normal attacks. I have no idea what it's going to be like in the Abyss. I've seen some videos that said, after you clear the first chamber, the next chamber onward, she's not going to have her burst ready to go. You have to fill it however you fill it. So keep that in mind too. So this is kind of it's her signature set, but it's also kind of not great. But it does give cryo bonus, but it does not give attack bonus. And normal attack damage bonuses, burst bonuses, skill bonuses, they all fall in the same pool when calculating damage. So the cryo bonus from the 2-piece set is essentially added to the normal attack and elemental burst damage bonuses. So you could pretend, since her normal attacks from her skill do cryo, that you're actually getting 75% normal attack or burst damage, as opposed to just 60 to each. So think of it like that. So yeah, running her with Farina, you're going to get a shit ton of damage bonus. Especially if you're using this set, that's a lot. So yeah, you might want to go attack Goblet. Obviously there is Blizzard Strayer. Blizzard Strayer is not the best for her, but she is at least getting the 15% cryo damage bonus and a lot of crit rate. So take that or do with that what you will. At least 20% crit rate, at least. And then if the opponent is frozen, then the crit rate is increased by additional 20%. I don't think Blizzard Strayer is really good on her. I mean, it's okay, if you have the pieces, yeah, sure, go for it. But I think most people have Marushitsu Hunter because they probably farmed Golden Troop for Farina, for Yaimiko, for Fischl, for Escoffier. They probably farmed Marushitsu for Nubulette, Risley, even Linny, even though that's not his best in slot set. Technically, it's just two-piece. Anyway, but yeah, people have farmed that domain for a long time now. It's just a good domain. Albedo can use it. Shiori can use it. There's a lot of units that can use Golden Troop if you want to optimize their skill damage. Oh, you know what? I just realized Kachina can technically use that. Oh shit, Kachina can use Golden Troop. I didn't even think about that. Okay, anyways. So yes, it's a very good domain to farm for multiple units, similar to Deepwood and Gilded Dreams, as well as like Emblem of Severed Fate and Shimenawa. Like those are just really good domains to farm. Blizzard Strayer, on the other hand, the Heart of, what was it? Heart of Deep? No, I forget what it's called. It's the damn Hydro set, the first Hydro set to exist. That one is kind of irrelevant now. Like no one really needs to farm it ever. And then Blizzard Strayer, you can strongbox. So I mean, there's that too. But then you have to waste your strongboxes on Blizzard Strayer. So unless you're just trying to optimize for like the best Blizzard Strayer set for your Ayaka Ganyu and whoever else you want to build on that set, then yeah, it's just not. I feel like only 2 or 3 units in the game want to use Blizzard Strayer. One of them's Ayaka, arguably. But yeah, like you would think Rosaria. Oh, I could use Blizzard Strayer and Rosaria. Nah, Emblem's better. Oh, what about Kaya? For those that build Kaya, nah, Emblem's better. So yeah, you're probably not going to have too many Blizzard Strayer artifacts. But if you do, you could technically use that on Skirk. It just doesn't really amplify her damage in any other way whatsoever. I don't remember what the 2-piece on Marushitsu Hunter is. Let me go check that real quick. I accidentally farmed a Marushitsu set while farming for Golden Troop, so I actually have some really good pieces on Gami. Not this one, but like I got this Feather 40 CV. This one... Wait, hold on a second. I thought I had a better flower. Oh, no. Okay, no, I have a pretty shit flower. Okay, good to know. I could still improve the flower. But yeah, this is normal and charge attack damage plus 15%. So Marushitsu Hunter, again, just has a better synergy to Skirk's damage. Yeah, Blizzard Strayer has 15% cryo, but Marushitsu Hunter also has the crit rate, the 36% crit rate. Blizzard Strayer, arguably, you could get 40% crit rate from that, but again, it's niche. Like, you have to inflict him with cryo damage to get the first 20. That's fine, that's easy. But then the second 20, you have to get frozen status, which again, when it comes to bosses, you're not getting that frozen status. So, yeah, Marushitsu Hunter just wins out. You get the 15% damage bonus. It's the same thing as getting cryo damage bonus because you're going to be normal attacking with her. Now, if you're using her burst, her signature set is better. Finale of the Deep Gallery is going to be better because that one actually has burst damage in its as part of its bonuses or whatever, whereas Marushitsu is just crit rate. And the 2-piece effect is not cryo, it's normal charge attack, whereas the Finale of the Deep Gallery is cryo. So that's what makes that one better in those circumstances, whereas Blizzard Strayer is still not as good as both of them. My opinion, I could be wrong. For those that want to test it out, do it, comment, let me know what you find. But yeah, that's Skirk in a nutshell. A nutshell. Well, I've been talking for God knows how long now. 30 minutes. That is not a nutshell. What am I even saying? All right. Dahlia. I have no idea what anything about Dahlia. Another femboy character, I guess. I don't know. Apparently it's a shielder. So Dahlia can give you a shield and I believe attack speed, which I love characters that give attack speed. I just like doing funny builds where you're just going crazy. I've done physical Rosaria with like Mika and Jean and Yunjin and just getting a bunch of attack speed and just going, holy crap, this is so fast. I haven't done Physical Rosaria in a long time, but when I did, it was so fun. That said, units that have hit lag, like sword users, polearm users, etc., kind of suffer, but when you're using someone like Ayato, Clorand, Yoimiya, attack speed is really fun to look at. Just seeing how many arrows can I fire off before Yoimiya's skill goes on cooldown or whatever, right? So stuff like that is just really fun for me to play with. So for those that want Dahlia for stuff like that, go for it. Definitely could be worth it. Could be a good Skirk support. There is the sword that just recently came out in one of those events that gives you something like 16% crit rate, and then you get a crap ton of damage for normal attacks while you're protected by a shield. I don't think I level 90'd mine yet. I just know that I have it. Sword. I feel like I'm right next to it, I'm just not seeing it. Are they not all? Oh, that's right, if it's not level 9. Okay, let me do this. Type. There we go. There it is. Okay, Calamity of Eshu. Characters are protected by shield, damage dealt by normal charge attacks increased by 40%, and normal and charge attack crit rate is increased by 16%. That's what it was, I was trying to remember. So this is apparently really good on her, on Skirk if you're using a shielder. Same thing with Clorand if you're using like Kirara, for example, as a shielder, or Toma as a shielder. So you can use those units with Clorand, and then this would be a really good 4-star sword for characters like that. So Skirk actually will make good use of this with characters like Dahlia, Layla, Diona. Who else is Hydro or Cryo that uses a shield? I think Dahlia is going to be our first Hydro unit that's a shielder, so that's going to be interesting. But Layla and... Citlali, she's a shielder as well. I wouldn't use Citlali on the Skirk team unless you're using off-field pyro sub-DPSs like Yelan, Xingqiu. Arguably, you could use it with Farina, but that's completely up to you if you want to go that route. But Citlali will only empower your Hydro units, not your Cryo units, so that's what kind of sucks. Whereas Layla is just a strong shield with some off-field Cryo, right? And then Diona is a pretty weak shield, but it's like a fast cooldown. Like its uptime is really, really low cooldown kind of thing. Especially with Sacrificial Sword, or Sacrificial Bow. So there's that to consider, but yeah, I wouldn't use Diona with Skirk. That said, looking at the banner again, let's talk about Diona. So Diona's on this banner. Is she good for Skirk? No. I'm just going to say that right now. No. Her C6, which of course, when you think about the 4-stars and their viability, most of the time you think about their C6. Can you play them at C0? Sure. But do you want Bennett at C0? No. You want a C1 or C2 or whatever gives you the attack boost without having to worry about 70% healing or 70% health or whatever. So you want constellations on your 4-star units. It's just not easy to get them. And Diona's constellations don't really work for support all the way anyway. Her C6 gives you a lot of EM, which is great for melt teams. So Diona's good for Malwika. She's good for Arlecchino. She's good for Yoimiya. So anybody that can melt. But unfortunately, the only other reaction is Superconduct, and that sucks. So Diona is not good for Eula. She's not good for Razor. That extra 250 EM is only good for Pyro units, not Skirk. Unless you're doing something crazy and you're playing Melt Skirk. But even then, knowing what I know, you're not going to want to play with Melt Skirk. So yeah, Diona is not an optimal unit for Skirk. Is she a good unit overall? Yeah, I mean, if you need some extra supports, yeah, she's not a bad unit to build. She's easy to build, just get 4-piece Noblesse. go HP every single piece, Circlet, Goblet, and Sands, and then just go for ER substats. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need crit rate because you could just give her Sacrificial Bow. Sacrificial Bow does have less energy recharge than Favonia's, but it also means that you don't have to build crit rate. And her skill works really well with Sacrificial Bow. Like, she can generate a lot of particles with her hold skill, and you just use that with Sacrificial Bow. You get to do it a second time. You get more particles. You can funnel them, burst right after you skill, and then skill again. All sorts of shenanigans. She's not a bad unit. She's just not relevant anymore. That's a lot of 4 stars, honestly. So if you don't have Diona, if you've never played with Diona, or you're still new to the game or whatever, she's not a bad unit to get. She was one of my first supports, and once I figured out how to build her and how to optimally use her, I was like, you know what? She's actually pretty good. My mistake when I first got her was trying to build her as a healer. She heals, but she's not a healer per se. She's not like a dedicated healing support. You want to focus on her shield, and you will passively focus on her healing as well. Her healing is just kind of a nice thing to have. It's not like Bennett's heal where you afflict yourself with cryo or something like that, so it's not a cleanse. But it does do passive cryo damage over time, so it gives you a little bit of like cryo application, similar to Rosaria. I don't know if it's as often as some of the other cryo units. I don't think it is. But the fact that just standing in the circle gives you 250 EM and you're healing while you're in the circle, that's good shit. So she's not a bad unit. She's just not great for this banner. It's like, why are you here? Why wasn't Layla the shielder, the other shielder, or the other cryo unit? That's just weird to me. Hell, even Rosaria would have been fine. No, I wouldn't even say. I would say Layla, not Rosaria. Candace. Candace is interesting. I've used Candace before. I've kind of messed around with C6 Candace after I finally got her. It took me forever to get her. And she's an interesting unit. She can apply Hydro off field with C6, and she does buff normal attack damage based on, I think it's like a flat 20% with one of her passes, or just something in her kit. And then she gets another 20% normal attack damage bonus from having a certain amount of HP. I could be wrong. I had to go back and check, but I think that's how she works. So she can get up to 40% normal attack damage bonus, and she's honestly really good with units like Moalani. You can use her with Arlecchino as a vape character. Like, if you don't want to use Yelan and Xingqiu with Arlecchino, maybe you want to use them with someone else like Nahida or Yoimiya or something like that. Double Hydro Yoimiya is not even her best team, but you know, you might want to do that. You know, that's a thing that you might want to do. Then yeah, okay, who else are you going to pair with your other normal attackers? Well, there's Candace. So Candace has uses. She's not exactly great, but she has uses, and she can apply Hydro off field with her C6. But before her C6, you have to switch characters after she bursts to apply the Hydro. And you can't really do that with Skirk. At least not to my knowledge. You could burst and then switch, and then you freeze somebody, and then you know, do some rotations, and then you're switching and switching and switching, and then you go back to Skirk and you just normal attack, blah, 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 you just go ham. But as far as like in between rotations, she's like Cloran, she's like Yoimiya, she's like Ayato. You can't use their skill and then switch characters and then go back and then still normal attack. No, you'll go back to doing physical damage. So is Candace a good unit for this banner? No. I would say no. This is not a good fit. If you're just using her purely for the normal attack boost, I guess she would be a good unit because she is Hydro, and that would mean that, oh, I don't need to do something weird and put Yunjin on the team or something like that to boost normal attack damage. Although Yunjin does give you an attack steroid or attack speed steroid at her like C6 or whatever. So, but still, yeah, Yunjin would not be a good unit. It would be back to Candace. So what's funny is Dahlia and Candace together are kind of like what Yunjin is rolled up in one. But Yunjin is a Geo unit, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, if you want to do some fun little shenanigans, put Dahlia, Candace, and Mika on your team and see what happens. I'm eager to try that out, honestly. So is Candace a bad unit? Nah, she has her use cases. It's just there's not that many of them. But yeah, she can function with certain units. She can even be used with Cloran on like taser teams and stuff like that. So yeah, give her a try. Try to build her. She's easy to build as well. Just focus on energy recharge and HP. There's no real set that you should be building for as far as support sets. She's not a healer, so you can't use that one set in Navia's domain. I forget what it's called. It's on my Shechrus. Hold on, let me just pull it up. Shechrus? Where are you, Shechrus? Oh, that's right. I put her as a favorite. Of course I did. Song of Days Past. Yeah, so she's not a healer, so you wouldn't be able to use this, right? So this is not going to be able to boost damage of any kind. Can't put her on Calamity. You could put Candace on Noblesse. That is a thing you could do. You could technically put her on a 2-piece emblem, 2-piece exile, and just get a shit ton of energy recharge through that, but then you'd be suffering because you would have 2 4-star artifacts at minimum. And yeah, you wouldn't get a whole lot of HP percent from 4 stars. So that's still an option, but you could also just do 2-piece emblem Tenacity or emblem, I think Vorokasha, I think that's what it's called. And you can get some HP that way. You can go 2-piece Tenacity, 2-piece Vorokasha, maybe an energy recharge stance. There's a lot of ways you can build Candace, but the main thing is, I believe you want to try to get 40,000 HP. Try to get it. If you do run like triple HP main stat, you can probably put her on Favonius Lance. So you'll need to focus a little bit on some crit rate substats, and then the majority goes into energy recharge, right? So there's that. So there's a few ways you can build Candace. You can put her on Black Tassel and just give her an energy recharge sand. You know, stuff like that. She's not hard to build, especially when you consider you can just run her on any kind of 2-piece combo that focuses on energy recharge and HP. And that's it. So pretty simple unit to build. Up to you if you want to use her. If you get her, I recommend trying her out. Imaginarium Theater exists, so it's always nice to have multiple units now, even if they're just suboptimally built. Suboptimally. Did I say that right the first try? Anyway, even if you just build them and they're not even built the greatest, they're support characters. They're not meant to be like DPSs anyway, so you just need to focus on like the easy stats to get, like HP, energy recharge, or whatever they need. Yeah. Anyways, going on to the other banners, we have Shenhe. Shenhe is a unit that I already said in the beginning, I want her C1. I think that's the one that gives a second skill usage, and that's something I've really wanted. Is Shenhe good for Skirk? I don't know. I've already seen some videos that say she is one of her best in slots. However, she works better with a unit like Ayaka than she does for Skirk, because Ayaka, you can just use her burst, switch back to Shenhe, use another skill, get more quills, and then Ayaka's burst will still be hitting, and then just, you know, you get more buffed damage. Whereas with Skirk, you use Shenhe, then you switch to Skirk, and then you do your rotation. But once the quills, the icy quills run out, you can't just switch back to Shenhe, use her skill again, assuming it's off cooldown, and then go back to Skirk. It doesn't work that way. You can't do Skirk's normal attacks or skill or whatever right away. I'm assuming it has a cooldown, right? So that said, yeah, if her cooldown is relatively long, you know, long enough anyway, where you have to cycle through all of your other 3 characters before getting back to Skirk and trying again, then yeah, switching back to Shenhe, using her skill again, then switching back to Skirk is not an option. So Shenhe's good for Skirk, but is she best in slot? I mean, she's one of her best in slot teammates. But yeah, it gets kind of tricky, that's all. And unfortunately, since I don't have C1, I have no idea if her Icy Quills, if they like stack. Like if you use her skill, her press and hold skill, like one after the other, if you get like double the Icy Quills or multiple Icy Quill stacks or something. I have no idea how that works. So I couldn't tell you if all you have to do is just hold skill twice and then you get a shit ton of normal attack boosting Icy Quills, because she has like a passive that says, oh, when you hold her skill, it boosts your normal attacks, your cryo-infused normal attacks. So yeah, do with that what you will. If you want to pull for Shenhe, go for it. She's not a bad unit, and she's probably going to have more uses now with Escoffier than she ever has. I mean, my Ayaka team is just skyrocketed thanks to Escoffier, and I use Ayaka, Escoffier, Shenhe, and Farina, and I just started getting to the point where I could farm the Golden Troop domain in 19 seconds with that team. I got some really good Escoffier artifacts. I got really lucky. But yeah, that's besides the point. Shenhe as a whole is a good unit. It's not, but she's not the best. She's not like someone that I would say, you should pull! She's one of those units that's easy to build, but does require a lot of energy recharge, right? So when I say easy to build, I mean give her a Fav Lance and just focus on attack main stats most of the time. But if you have her Calamity Queller, well then you're going to need to min-max to get those energy recharge rolls. Like this one right here has 2 flat attack rolls, but it still rolled 20% or more energy recharge. I would have liked to have gotten 25%. And this was a 4-line start. So 25% would have been awesome. Same thing with this goblet here. This is a 4-line start. I got crit damage twice. Like, how does that happen? How is it that I'm trying to go for energy recharge? I get crit. Sands, I don't think it's 4-line, but yeah, this one was a 3-line start. It hit mostly energy recharge and still missed. So 3 artifacts back to back to back. They each got 21.4% energy recharge. I always forget that that's a thing that I have. I have 3 artifacts with exactly 21.4% energy. Is there a cap? Is there a cap that I don't know about? Like, are you not allowed to go beyond 20? No. No, I think you can, but I don't know. I haven't seen it. Yeah, then I got that plume. This is my my flower with 21.6% attack. So, yeah, Shenhe's not hard to build. It's just annoying getting the stats that you want on any character. But it's easier to get stuff like energy recharge substats with an attack, sands, goblet, and circlet. It's just hard to get the attack sands to begin with. The same thing with the goblet. But yeah, you can just put her on 2-piece. Her best set is Noblesse. You want Noblesse Obliged for any team that you use with Shenhe, because there are no HP scaling cryo units. There are no defense scaling cryo units. So Noblesse Obliged is always going to be a suitable artifact set to buff whoever it is that is your main attack unit, your on-fielder, right? Like your main DPS or whatever you want to call them. They're usually an attack scaler of some sort. So if you can do it, get Noblesse Obliged for Shenhe. I almost said for Skirk. Well, technically it's for Skirk. That was the other thing I was going to mention too, as far as like support artifact sets, is you could run someone like Shenhe and give her Noblesse Obliged, Farina, Tenacity of the Millilith, and then give Escoffier your Golden Troop. I mean, you're good to go. Because Escoffier doesn't scale with HP, so the 2-piece on Tenacity is kind of wasted on her. That's why it's better to have it on Farina. So yeah, Escoffier can have Golden Troop, and then Shenhe and Furnia can have the support sets. So that's what I think about the banners, how you should build the characters, what you should be looking forward to if you get these characters, and just my general thoughts on the 4 stars. Are these banners good? I think they're okay. I don't think they're great. They're not bad. Each of the units have their use cases. It just depends on your account. And again, Imaginarium, God, I can't say that fast. Imaginarium Theater. Nope, I didn't say it right. I said Theater. Imaginarium Theater exists. So having more units, again, even some subparly built or whatever, suboptimally, still works. It still will get you clears, stars, whatever in Imaginarium Theater. So there's that. Looking at the weapons, well, I mentioned Sacrificial Bow is good for Diona, and that's on the weapon banner. One of my favorite swords is on the weapon banner, Sipho's Moonlight. It's actually the featured 4-star weapon. It says Sipho's Moonlight, etc. And then for the 5-star, it says Azure Light, Calamity Queller. It doesn't say etc. So I think that's funny that Sipho's Moonlight is the one that's mentioned, not like Fab Lance, etc. Sacrificial Bow, etc. No, it's Sipho's Moonlight, etc. So yeah, that's probably the best weapon on the banner. You could argue it's Fab Lance as well, but I really like Sipho's Moonlight. Characters like Kazuha can use it. That's probably his best in slot. Nilou can technically use it, and your other teammates will have nice amounts of energy recharge for having some EM on Nilou. It's not the best on Nilou, but I mean she does like EM as well, because someone is triggering those blooms, and it could be your Nilou for all you know. So your EM is going to factor in depending on who's triggering the blooms, right? So Sipho's Moonlight, not terrible on Nilou. You can use it on Kuki Shinobu for like your Hyper Bloom team. I know I have a few times, especially when I mixed Hyper Bloom with like Quick Bloom type of thing. It was a weird team, but it really helped me out with one of the past Abysses where we had like 2 Cryo Abyss Lecter Herald guys, and then the other one was the Hydra. Oh god, that was a nightmare. But the team that I used was Beidou, Kuki, Nahida, and Yalan or Shingsho. And I believe I threw Sipho's Moonlight on Kuki to give my team extra energy recharge. So that was really helpful. So Sipho's Moonlight is a good sword. It works on multiple units. Any EM scaling sword user or sword user that can use EM will help buff your team's energy recharge. It's just a good sword overall. And I only have an R1 Sipho's Moonlight. I don't have an R5. I would like to have an R5 just to be able to say that I do. But I don't. Fab Lance, probably the best weapon in the game. Most polearm users just want Fab Lance. Yunjin, you're struggling with energy, Fab Lance. Yao Yao doesn't really need energy that bad. Fab Lance can give you white particles for the whole team anyway. Okay. Cherus is, you're building Cherus for some HP and whatnot. You got some crit stats, Fab Lance. There's just so many characters that use Fab Lance. Rosaria, Fab Lance. I mean, I build my Rosaria for just straight up damage. I don't use Fab Lance on Rosaria. But most of the time, that's what you would build her with. Xiangling, is that your sole Pyro DPS? That's the only Pyro character on your team? Well, guess what? The catch, while being one of her best in slot 4 stars, is not as good as Fab Lance when she's your only Pyro unit. So Fab Lance just beats out so many other polearms. Even Shenhe loves Fab Lance. You could argue even more than her own weapon. So yeah, really good 4-star weapon. Sacrificial Bow I already mentioned. It's good on Diona. You can use it on Kole as well. So I'm sure there's other characters that would make use of Sacrificial Bow. It has a high base attack as well. So if you have nothing else, you can put it on someone like Kujo Sara. and who, similar to Bennett, gives you an attack bonus based off of her base stat, or base attack. So it has a high base attack, which is nice. I've never owned the catalyst on the weapon banner. It's a 4-star catalyst that gives EM, and I think it buffs attack based off of the EM. I could be wrong. And then the Claymore I do have. I know this one for a fact buffs attack based off of your EM. It's your team gets a bonus amount of attack based off of the EM of whoever's wielding it. And then the weapons themselves, the effects stack. So if you have multiple units that have the exact same effect, where it's like, oh, based off of your EM, your team gets more attack, then having 2 characters using these weapons, and like Nahida and some Claymore user that's using it that needs the EM, I don't know, Razor? I don't know. For that Thundering Furry. Anyway. God. They stack. That's the point I'm trying to make. I wouldn't recommend using those 2 on the same team, though. So those 4-star weapons are kind of niche, but apparently that 4-star catalyst is a lot of units' best 4-star catalyst, like best in slash, or like Nahida's best in slash 4-star catalyst is that one, I think. Not even Sacrificial Fragments is as good, apparently. I could be wrong, but yeah. Sucrose can make use of it as well on her taser team. She wants to... She likes Sacrificial Fragments. That was her old best in slot, but she gets 2 charges of her skill, period, just from her constellations, so you don't need Sacrificial Fragments. So having something like this... Is it called Wandering Evening Star? I think that's what it's called. Having this catalyst be able to buff attack for your other units like Xingqiu, like Beidou, like Fischl, like on those old taser teams. This is like one of her best in slot catalysts, right? You can use Sucrose with Malvika, so having a catalyst that buffs attack for someone like Malvika is actually a good thing. So yeah, the Claymore on the other hand, I don't really know who can make use of this Claymore outside of someone like Sayu, because technically Sayu can be built with either attack in mind or EM, because I think her burst and healing scale off of attack, but then like the amount of healing you do with your roly-poly, it heals you based off of your EM for each swirl or something like that. So you could build Sayu just straight EM, and then you will get passive attack from the sword, like the whole team, not just your other characters, but the whole team, the wielder included, gets attack bonus from the sword. So she's the only one that I can think of that would make use of that sword. You could also make the argument for like Malvika, for D-Luke, if you're doing like melts and you need the EM, but you also want the passive attack. Like, you could make an argument for those, but you don't get that much passive attack for only having one source of EM, right? You might want to also get an EM Sans, in which case you're really lowering your attack, but you might be running Bennett, so then it wouldn't even matter. So yeah, not too many use cases for the Claymore. I don't know what Skirk's weapon does. I do know it gives 33 crit rate. At least I believe it does. I could be wrong on if they changed it or what I saw online was changed, but I didn't read the effects, so I don't know too much about it. I just saw main stat crit rate at one point. So I think it gets up to 33, but I think I also saw a video that said they changed it. So it might have gotten a higher base attack, in which case it would be 22. Possibly. I could be wrong, but yeah, Skirk's weapon might give anywhere from 22 to 33% crit rate. So, just an overall good stat stick if that's the case. But I don't know what else it does, so I don't know if it's worth pulling for outside of for Skirk, but it is a beautiful looking sword, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really wanted just to have it. So yeah, that's all I got to say about the banners. I'm done staying still and just yapping on. For for the rest of the stream, I'm going to focus on clearing my Imaginarium Theater, as well as clearing the new Spiral Abyss, because that just came out. And the reason why I called this stream Preparing for 5.7 is to give my thoughts on the banners before they come out, because it's tomorrow. We only have so many days, so many hours, not days, left on the banner. Unfortunately, I skipped this banner altogether. I really wanted to pull on the Chronicle Wish, but I just can't. I can't do it. It was such a good banner for so many different things, characters and weapons included, but yeah, I just didn't want to spend the money. Initially, when I first heard of an Inazuma Chronicle Wish in the works, it wasn't for this banner cycle. It was some leak that I saw that said, oh, it's going to be on this patch or whatever. It was like 5.4, 5.5, some shit like that. It was when we got the UA one, I think. And it was just like, oh, well, I thought that's what we were getting. Well, I pulled for Jade Cutter, but I just can't afford to, not afford money-wise, but my sanity, I can't afford to pull on this banner. So I skipped it. But yeah, that's how many primos I have right now. I think, let me think. 64. Okay, yeah. If I had 6,400, then I would have 40 pulls. So right now I have over 30 pulls. Then with the 5 intertwined fate, that equals 800. So right now it's as if I have 6,200. So I don't have 40 pulls. However, I'm going to do Spiral Abyss, and then I'm also going to do Imaginarium Theater. So that will give me another 1,600 pulls. But before I do that, I do want to show you all what I was talking about with how fast I'm able to do that one domain. It's kind of crazy. Oh, I just realized I don't have energy. Okay, maybe the first run is going to be scuffed, but yeah. I still want to show you all what it looks like when I have the full amount, or the full energy. I should probably turn the volume down. Ah! Come here. There we go. Ooh, real quick. Today is Monday, but I think all the weekly stuff that you do, I think they fixed it to where you just get the battle pass points now. Oh, come on! You stupid piece of shit. Run along, you piece of shit. Alright, anyway. I hate it when they do that. I'm like, here, let me summon the teapot. Alright, that should be the focus right now. Circle, and then I talk to the person instead. Like, what are you even doing here? Alright, so what I was saying before is that the stuff that you do in the week, even though the battle pass isn't out right now, it should still count. So what I just did, claiming the realm currency, when the battle pass renews tomorrow, after the banners come out, I should already, oh my god, I freaking hate when I accidentally whistle. Should, there we go. I should have the points, like it should count it for me. I'm not gonna get more potions, essence, whatever. I'm just gonna go for Mora, and then I'm gonna save my realm currency for the next week. There we go. So, what you can do right now, if you're like, oh, you know, there's some stuff I don't feel like doing, oh shit. Okay, didn't mean to do it that fast. You can claim your little ore right here, right? And then you can forge, and like have that ready for the next week or something. Like that's pretty much what I do there. You can cook your little food, right? So let's do adventure. Do we have it? No, we don't have the gold adventure one yet. Let's do a gold dish for defense. Oh, I have 47. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, that's not even the best attack food anymore. Fuck it, I'm just gonna go recovery. You can never go wrong with recovery, right? What's this one? I didn't even know I had that. Mega Meaty Sushi. Oh, I already own 39. Pita Pocket, let's go for that one. Haven't cooked that in a while, right, Kale? Alright. There we go. There's my 20 cooked food. So that's going to show up when the battle pass renews. I'm just going to automatically see, alright, cook 20 dishes, this and that. What I messed up on just now was I condensed my resin. And what I should have done... Why did I exit the game? Oh my god. I don't know what I was thinking there. Okay, what I should have done... God. I should have done the weekly bosses. That's what I was going to say. It's 90 resin. You do your three weekly bosses. I can do it tomorrow, but I should have done it just now. And then whatever other resin I have, I should have spent it on fighting regular bosses, because I still got some characters I could have been leveling up, and one in particular that I accidentally built. I actually want to try him out now. I almost got this weapon to level 90. His crit rate is way above where it needs to be. Like, holy crap, he's so overcapped on crit rate right now. But I did a pretty decent job at just getting trash hand-me-down pieces to give to him, and he's kind of built. So, yeah. I don't know how it happened, but he has some decent crit stats. I kind of wish I had the hook weapon, fruitful hook, something like that, because that's apparently his best in slot, even compared to other 5 stars. Rightful hook? No, I don't know what it's called. But yeah, I could go with Wool's Greystone, and then I lose all the crit rate from Verdict here, or I can go Male Flower. It's not a bad option either. So yeah, this would still be, with Mershuse, this would still be 70, 80, 83. 6 and 7, 13. Yeah, 83. So this would be 83 crit rate, even with that. And this would give me a lot better melts or vapes. Yeah, anyway. So I shouldn't have condensed my resin like that. But what's done is done. It's out of the way. One thing I will do right now, before I forget, let me go ahead and level up Escofia's talents here. This will count for the 500k for the week. I probably should just do one, but yeah, I'm going to do both. And there we go. So now, on this coming Sunday, I will focus on her talents and trying to get at least one of these crowned. And then the week after, I'll try to get the second one crowned. That's going to be my plan for the Battle Pass and for Escoffier as a whole. Okay, let's do that domain that I was just talking about. So the Golden Troop domain, I got it down to a science. Like legit, like when I do my rotation, I gotta dash to the right with Ayaka, then use her skill, then immediately dash to the left, and then do some normal attacks on the other guy. And this like 19-second rotation. I'm like, I can't believe I got down to 19 seconds. It's crazy. But I pulled it off. I just haven't shared it on YouTube yet. I'm not gonna be able to do it now because I have no energy, but yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a scuff rotation. That works. Okay. Not the best, but yeah, we got our energy back. Oh, did I mention that my Escoffier is now top 4%? It's fucking ridiculous. I got really good artifacts from this domain. It used to treat me like shit, but it actually got me some decent ones. Healing bonus. The substats are terrible, so there's no way I can use that for. Oh, hell no. Alright, let's see if I can do it. 19 seconds. Here goes. Oh, I think it messed up. When that guy hops at me like that, it kind of messes up. Yeah, it messed up the direction of Ayaka's burst. Still 20, right? Oh, 21. Ah, failure. I'm such a failure. Alright. Yeah, when that one guy hops at me, like, it messes up my Shenhe skill. Like, she redirects it kind of to the side. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? I don't have Shiori or Albedo, but that's a really good defense Sans if I did. I'm gonna try and see what that looks like. Because maybe I'll get them in the future. I don't know. Haven't seen Albedo on a banner in ages. Which is a shame because he was in that recent quest. Or, damn it! Motherfucker just hopped at me again. Yep, he did it again. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So, if that stupid guy doesn't jump at me the way he does, Shenhe doesn't go slightly to the side or whatever, or whichever side she dashes through the enemy at, and it'll just be straight through to the middle. And if I'm able to aim Ayaka's burst in the middle, then it hits everybody once they spawn in. So, yeah. If he does jump at me, I think I know how I can fix the rotation to still get 19 seconds. So we got another attack Sans with 3.9, but it has terrible substats. So I'm gonna say no. HP with ER, no. No crit stats mean no, no, no. Oh my god, he did it again! Why must you always roll at me now? Okay, I think I know what I can do to fix it. Go this way. Oh, it actually hit him! I didn't need to do that. Oh, it actually hit him that time. I could have done it the other way. Fuck. I'm gonna get this 19-second rotation. I can't believe I haven't even been getting the 20-second rotation. It's not that big a deal that I'm not getting it, but... Oh! Hello. Hopefully that'll roll well. Alright, let's see this. Oh, there we go. This is gonna be it. I can feel it. Oh, that's gotta be it. Hey, 19 seconds. I told you I could do it. I freaking told you. Why didn't you believe me? Alright, anyway. That was the last run, too. But like I said, I got it down to a science. Oh my god. Yeah, those are terrible. I probably should start farming Skirk Snowman. The thing is, I don't know if I'm going to get Skirk. Oh, that's the thing I wanted to talk about. Okay, so while I was doing the little banner reviews, something else I wanted to mention was, I've said this for a long time now, or in my last few streams. So if you've seen those, thank you. But I did say in my last few streams that I felt really dirty the last time that I spent money, and it was on Escoffier. I'm pretty sure it was on Escoffier. It was either on Escoffier's banner or it was on the Chronicle Wish beforehand, or both. But I didn't spend money on Genshin Impact. I have a PlayStation Plus account. I play from console, right? So what I do is I put money into my PlayStation wallet, and I just pretend it doesn't exist. It's just there. It's just sitting there. And I always put $100 every time I get paid. So I can use this for other games. Like if I want to buy a new game, one of the ones I've been looking forward to is Clear Obscure 33 Expedition, something like that. That's on my wish list. And a couple other games from my past, like nostalgia kind of things. Like I just got Legacy of Kain Blood Omen, and I've never played it, but I've always wanted to. It's an old classic game. So I always put money in my wallet balance for that. And I had $200. Actually, more than $200 saved up. So I spent that on Genshin Impact. And I did pools. And it is the dirtiest feeling I've ever had in a long time. We're talking, I started thinking about all the other things I could have spent that money on as far as my wallet balance. Again, the money was spent. It's in my wallet balance. But there are so many other things that I could have gotten with that. I might still have it to this day if I didn't spend it. Like, I might not have used it. I might have just had it sitting there still. And then I would have had $300 and $400, etc. So it just felt really dirty because I spent that money. And this is a gacha game. You know, I should know better. But I spent that money, and worst case scenario, I kind of calculated it to where I knew I was going to get Escoffier, but I really, really didn't want to see the worst case scenario happen. And it did happen. I lost the 50-50 on the weapon banner, even though I was guaranteed to get a limited weapon or limited banner weapon. What I mean by that is the previous weapon banner, I missed on, what's her name? Shilonen? I missed on her sword. I didn't get her sword. I was so close. But I lost the 50-50, and not only did I not get a limited 5-star, I ended up getting a standard banner weapon, and I think it was Lost Prayer or Skyward Atlas. This is like let me just show you. 1, 2. Lost Prayers now. 1, 2, 3. I have lost to these catalysts so many times when I lose the 50-50 on the weapon banner. And as you can see with my 5-star weapons, I don't have that many. You know, I just pull for my favorites. I still don't remember why I have Sinos. I always have to try to redo my memory. But like, I pulled for Chaska and I got Linny. So then I had to spend more primos on Chaskas. And I just ran out of primo gems. So I got to the point where I was spending money. And on the Escoffier's banner, I lost the 50-50 again, and I got fucking Verdict. And I guess I can use it on my Gaming, but outside of that, I don't really have a character that I would use this on. I could probably use this on my Mawika. That's an option, I guess. But yeah, I don't really have too many characters that I want to use this with. Although I am curious to see how I would do with Beto. So yeah, really sad that I lost to Verdict. I still don't have it at level 90. I've just been slowly leveling it up when I remember to farm for some of the weapon materials. But oftentimes I'm doing talents on Sundays, and that's it. Because I don't farm throughout the week. Throughout the week I just artifacts. I just focus artifacts. I wish fucking Hoyoverse would change it to where you could just farm talents or weapon mats any day of the week. Not how, oh, I gotta wait till Monday, and then Thursday, and then Sunday. No, that's stupid. Like, every other gacha game I've ever played is just like, oh, you need this thing? Okay, farm it today. That's it. It's that easy. I don't know why they don't just do that. Like, why did they make it so, oh, I gotta wait until the right day? Oh no, I forgot. No. That just, no. It just pisses me off. Let me stop getting sidetracked by stupidity. But seriously though, I missed on Verdict, and then I got Escoffier's weapon. I don't remember if I got it early. I could go check Pity right now and see how fast I got Verdict. But the point is, my guarantee limited banner 5-star weapon still was a loss. And that hurt my soul. So I think after I lost, I spent the money, or I purchased the Genesis crystals, because I still had Primo Gems that I spent to even get Verdict. So I hadn't spent money yet. Then I spent the money, then I pulled for the weapon, and it went all the way to pity. It went all the way to pity. No early. I was at like 67 or 77, whatever the pity is for the weapon banner. I was at like 7 or something. I gotta go back and check. I could be talking out of my ass, and maybe I got it early and verdict was the pity. I can't remember, but I just know that I went to pity either twice, or I got verdict early, or just with Primo Gems or something like that. And with the money spent, you only get 50 pulls. Like if you've already topped up before and you spend $100, that's only 50 pulls. So $200 doesn't even guarantee you a 5-star character if you're pulling from 0 pity, right? You could end up losing the 50-50, and then you only have like 20 or 30 pulls left if you went to pity. So, yeah, felt really shitty. It was a disgusting feeling. It's money I would have rather spent on something else. It's already spent, like I said, it was in my wallet balance. But yeah, not happy. So Skirk is coming out, and I've wanted Skirk for a long time, but I've blown through all of my Primo Gems on Natlan characters. And as much as I like Chaska, I haven't used her that much. I'm sad that I haven't used her that much. Like every time I think I want to try to use her, I'm like, no, let me just use somebody else. And I hate that because I actually really like Chaska. Her playstyle is weird to me, but I don't hate it. I do wish I used her bow more because her bow looks so freaking good. But it is what it is. I got her and then I just don't use her, and it's just like, why? Why did I blow all my Primo Gems? Not only on the character, but on the bow. Like, I had other bows I could have used. Why did I have to go for her bow? Granted, I got Fischl's best in slot, but it's just like, what the fuck, man? I now have 3 66% crit damage bows. Like, what the hell? Look at all these bows! So yeah, those were Primos wasted. Going for Shalonen's weapon, probably a waste of Primo Gems. Because if I hadn't wasted those Primo Gems and then, okay, now I got the Fate Point, but I didn't do anything with it, I could have gotten Escoffier's weapon much earlier, even if I still lost to Verdict, or even if I still lost to Skyward Atlas, then I wouldn't even have Verdict. But I would still have Escoffier's weapon, so there's that too. So yeah, I just wasted a lot of Primo Gems during Natlan. And I used to have like 100k Primo Gems easily. Not anymore. So yeah, this is where I'm at, and these are my thoughts on whether or not I'll pull on the next banner with money. So right now I'm about to do Spiral Abyss and Imaginarium Theater. That's going to give me 10 more pulls. When you count Welkin Moon and commissions, I'm going to get a guarantee of another 150 Primo Gems. So if I look at my current Primo Gem count, 150 plus the 5 intertwined fates that I have right now is going to equal another 10 pull, right? So let me just do the math here. 5 intertwined fates is 800 Primo Gems. So 5490 plus 800 plus another 150, that's 6440. Divide that by 1600. Oh my god, I multiplied it. Okay, yeah, let's try that again. We're down to 4.0, so that's 4 10 pulls, 40 pulls, or 4.025. Anyway, so that means I have 40 pulls after tomorrow's sign-in Welkin Moon bonus plus commissions. Then you factor in that I'm going to be doing Imaginarium Theater Spiral Abyss. That's another 800 per. So that's 1,600 right there. It's another 10 pull. So I effectively have, right now, counting tomorrow's sign-in, I effectively have 50 pulls. Then Spiral Abyss and Imaginarium Theater are going to reset again after another half to full month, right? Like, I'm not going to be able to do Spiral Abyss again while Skirk's banner is out, but I will be able to do Imaginarium Theater again while Skirk's banner is out, because that will reset first. So that's only another 800 pulls from that content. Now I have to rely on possibly new exploration, like new primogems from exploration, new events, maintenance rewards, or whatever, and daily check-ins and stuff. So maybe I scrounge up another 40 pulls. Maybe even 50. Depends on how generous they are with their new stuff that they're going to be coming out with for 5.7. Are we getting a new region? You know, stuff like that. Or is it just going to be another chapter in an existing region where we don't do any extra exploration? Which I'm going to be so pissed if that's the case, because I want to hurry up and just use up my freaking pyro sigils. I want to just level up that tone of flame thing all the way to max already. Like, I have enough to max it out right now. Just let me do it. Let me do it! Anyway. God. So, yeah, if they do give us a new region to explore, similar to how Fontaine gave us like a very small region on, you know, above ground, but then they gave us this tiny little island, but then they gave us like the underground stuff, right? And then the Sea of Bygone Arrows. Like, I hope they give us something like the extra areas like this for Natlan. But we already got Ancient Sacred Mountain for Natlan. So I don't have a whole lot of hope that we're going to get yet another secondary area for Natlan. You know, for Inazuma, it was Enkanomiya. For Liyue, even, we got the Chasm. And then for Fontaine, we got Sea of Bygone Arrows. For Sumeru, I mean, we just got Sumeru. I mean, just look at it! That's just a lot of shit. I guess you could also say it was this area right here, but no, not that area. Hold on. Which one was it? Fuck, I can't remember. Sumeru had some area that you kind of teleported or warped to. Was it this one? Hold on, let me just check. Oh, it was this one. Okay, like, you go into this little thing right here. It's not like Enkanomiya or anything. But you go here, let me just get Ayaka. Waste all my stamina. But Sumeru had such a large map that it didn't need one of those extra areas. And who knows, they might still come out with a new extra area that's in Sumeru. Maybe that's what 5.7 will be. I doubt it. Oh, that's right, the music's different. It used to be like some ooh, 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 something like that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, anyway. Let me go to the teapot. I want to hear it again. But yeah, Sumeru didn't have an extra region, so Natlan already does. So I have no clue what they're going to do for 5.7 for Natlan. But I really do hope that whatever they do, that they allow us to use our pyro sigils. I want to max out the Tone of Flame thing. Give me my extra Sanctifying Elixir. Give me the rest of my Primogems or Intertwined Fate, whatever you get from it. Just call it a day. Alright, let me see. Is it this one? Not even close. Nope. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm going to reset it. Alright, I'm gonna unmute myself now. So, yeah. 5.7 might not have a new region, and that will be very depressing if that's the case, because I think for Fontaine, 4.8 was the last phase or last update that we got, and Fontaine was finished either in 4.6 or 4.7. It's hard to remember. I know we got Arlecchino, then Clarande, and then Emily. And I think that when Arlecchino came out, we got her boss fight, but we also got Sea of Bygone Eras. So I think we got the last region when Arlecchino came out. So if I'm right, 4.8 was Emily, 4.7 was Clarande, and 4.6 was Arlecchino. So we wrapped up in 4.6. We are in 5.6. We have a new piece of Natlan in the Ancient Mountain or whatever, and we still can't upgrade the Tone of Flame to max. Make it make sense. Just please make it make sense. We even have a new weekly boss. I know it's in Mondstadt, but we have a new weekly boss. Like, we got our second boss of the 5.x, update. Oh my god, I almost exited the game again. Why do I keep doing that? So, yeah, I don't know where they're gonna go with this. I don't know what extra exploration we can do, because I don't think there is any more exploration to do. So I don't think we'll be getting Primogems from exploration. God, I hope I'm wrong. Alright, so yeah, I don't know that we'll be able to save 40 to 50 pools worth of Primogems with just Battle Pass and Welkin Moon and events and exploration and stuff like that. Or without the exploration. So, yeah. It is what it is. Who knows? Maybe they'll just say, hey, thanks guys, here's another 1,000 Primogems just for the fuck of it. Because with all this voice actor strike bullshit, we know you guys are sick of hearing the voice actor strike bullshit, so here's 1,000 Primogems. Sorry about our stuck-up English VAs that didn't want to work. Sorry to put you through all of Natlan without having your English VAs who should have been working and didn't work. So here's 1,000 Primogems. You know what? Fuck it. Here's 10,000 Primogems. Go nuts. Have a free skirk. Oh my god. With one can only hope, right? That'll never happen. Genshin could never. Alright. Let's do... Actually, as much as I want to do Spiral Abyss first... when a character deals cryo damage to an opponent, it will be counted. Okay. When the count reaches 4, a shockwave will be unleashed at the opponent's location, dealing true damage and resetting the count. One shockwave can be triggered every 4 seconds. Okay, cool. Let me at least claim these, just get that out of the way. I want to do Imaginarium Theater first, actually, because there's only 14 days left. And I've heard of the possibility of a new reaction. Oh, why is my Pyro Traveler so weak right now? The fuck happened? Alright, where's Wolfie? I forget, is that his name, Wolfie? It is, okay. Wolfie, come here. What are your new poses? Diluc, Kuching, Father's. Oh, okay, I'll get that one. And Diona. Kuching should have got her own signature weapon. I'm sorry. She was just done dirty. Like, look at that. That looks like it could be a signature weapon right there. But that's just like her skills sword or some shit. I could be wrong. But I think that's the sword that comes out when she uses her skill. That should be her signature weapon. Oh my god, that would have been so cool. D-Luke. That's just depressing. This pose. I mean, where's the bird? Give him the bird, man. I have so many of these coins saved up because I just don't want to use them. I'm still waiting for my Beto pose. Like, they still haven't released a Beto pose. I feel like it's going to be shit, but I still want it as soon as it comes out. I have 4 keys, and I don't have these 2 characters, but I need to use the keys. So I guess I'm using Ganyu's first. There. Alright. Let's see. Come here. There we go. Alright, so Electro, Cryo, and Dendro. Eula is going to be useful, that's for sure. So we got Sino, Fischl, Chi-Chi, Kale, and Nahida. Oh, man. I think I have Chi-Chi somewhat built. We'll find out. Supporting cast. Alright. Whoops. Alright, and now let's get rid of... Wait, why... Oh, that's because Nahida's a starting character. Duh. Alright, and Kira... Nope. Okay, here we go. Alright, so supporting cast. Obviously, I want people to see my Escoffier. She's now top 4%. Ayaka Shenhe. Farina Raiden, da-da-da. Oh, man! Okay, no one's ever going to use my Beto as much as I want Beto on there. Ugh, damn it. I really want to put my Beto on there. Okay, so we got Farina. Let me just go through this. Okay, so it's Electro, Dendro, and Cryo. Oh, here we go. So Dea, Xiangling, and Farina are the off-element supporting cast. So I'll put my Farina on there. I'm pretty sure everybody else has Xiangling. Dea, on the other hand, it's not like everybody will have Dea. Mine is just a support Dea, though. I just have Tenacity with a Sacrificial Sword. And it does work. It does kind of work. So you could use Dea and Xiangling if you have Emily. I'm assuming that's why they're here, is if you use Emily. But yeah, I don't have Emily. Alright, so the Dream Team is here, right there. So next would just be other units that are useful. Oh, damn it. Like, both my Clorand and Yaim... Well, my Yaimiko's better built than my Clorand. But I don't think people will want to use Yaimiko. Whatever. You know what? You're getting Yaimiko. Yeah, I bet people have Sitlali, so there. There we go. Okay. You're gonna get my Clorand, and you're gonna get my Yaimiko, whether you like it or not. You pieces of shit. Alright. Kaching... What do I have on my Kaching? 85 over 179. Oh, that's right. I had... There we go. She has way less crit rate, but... what are you gonna do, right? Interesting, because I have a crit rate circlet, but I still only have 62 crit rate. Huh. I could always just go... Boom. No. Terrible decision. Alright. Alright, let's see. Yeah. For supporting cast, I think most people have supporting characters. They just don't have that many DPS characters. So having good sub DPS and main DPS characters is probably a better idea to have on the supporting cast than it is to have actual support characters. So I'll confirm that, so anybody on my friends list can use that. How I wish I could use my Yulan. Okay, let's see what my Kole has. Nope, that's not it. Equipment config. Okay, so my Kole is using a stand-in set. Like she's my stand-in for another character. Maybe she's holding Candace's? Yeah, triple HP. Yeah, I think this is what... She's like my placeholder for Candace, if I'm not mistaken. So I think I'll use Trial Kole instead. My Nahida should be fine. My Mika is fine. Chi-Chi, on the other hand... Yeah, we definitely want Sacrificial Sword. Hey, look, Xingqiu's not in the Imaginarium Theater. Alright. And then artifacts, I mean, she's technically built. I just don't have talents. I don't really think I need her to have talents, so I just need her to be able to burst. Mark function. She regenerates energy. Oh. Normal charge attacks against opponents affected by cryo is increased. Oh, that's why people always used like physical Chi-Chi. I think it's fine. I should still stick with Sacrificial Sword. Alright, so I'll use my Chi-Chi, and then official, I'm definitely using my official. Two-piece, and then Sino. This is the interesting one. I think he's overcapped. Oh no, okay, he's very low. Oh no, this is 200 CV. Why did I think he was really low? Am I going crazy? Huh. Two-piece attack, two-piece electro. Yeah, I think I used to have him on Thundering Fury. And then I moved that to Kaching because I got Lo-Fi. Huh. Not bad, actually. The EM Sands with 30% crit damage. That's not bad. Okay. Yeah, I'll just stick to my regular Sino build. Okay, so Kole is the only one that I have as a trial character. If I did have to use Kole with my own stuff, I mean, I would only use her as a Dendro applicator. Applicator, I don't know. And I would give her Sack Bow. But Diona exists and is cryo and can be used on this during this Imaginarium Theater. So I'm going to use Sack Bow on Diona. So yeah, we'll use Kole, the trial one. I mean, I guess I could use this one. It just wouldn't do anything for me. What does this one get? 52 over 41. Not great. But, I mean, it is what it is. 135 energy recharge. I think that's the main thing, is energy recharge. Oh, 149. You know what, fuck it. I'll use my Kole. Even though she's not even on the right stuff, I'll just change her bow. There you go. There we go. She's not even built to do damage, so that's a stupid move. What does this do? I forgot this exists. So opponent equal max HP. Oh, look at that! When an attack hits an opponent, deal AoE damage equal to 80% of max HP at the time. Well, I technically have her on an HP build. This is so stupid. Don't do this, but I wanted to see. I just want to see what that's going to look like. But yeah, you shouldn't do that. Alright, well, there we go. No trial characters. Let's see how that works. Alright, oh, Xingqiu is on... Sorry, Chi-Chi. You're gonna have to let go of that. Let's see. I had her on this. I could give her Skyward Blade. No, I feel like... Oh, hold on a sec. Only 5% crit rate. Yeah, Skyward Blade is going to be better. Or I can give her a R5 level 20 Sacrificial Sword. So she'll be at 180. It's not the worst thing in the world. Nah. Let's give her a Skyward Blade. Let's go to... Gotta pick something for Bennett. Fuck it. Okay. Sorry, Bennett. Don't I have something with high base attack? That's a sword. Wow, I really don't. Oh, here we go. Here you go, Bennett, your old favorite. There. Now Chi-Chi has decent energy recharge. Okay. Next. Hey, Xingqiu. I feel like I should just use all of these characters, right? So, boom. Okay, so the big one is gonna be Farina, Shinha, Ayaka. We don't get to use Malwika or Yelan, so I don't think I'm gonna be using Sidlali. Or at least not that much. Not effectively anyway. Yeah. Oh shit, what does my Shengli have? Energy recharge stance. That's fine. That's fine. Alright. Well, let's quick dilly-dallying. So we want Cloran, we want Raiden, we want Yaimiko, Kirara, Kuki, Shinobu. Gotta have my Beidou. Rosario's never really failed me before. Kachin's technically built. Ooh, Ansun, that makes sense. Kaya, last time he was on here, I didn't do a good job of using him. Eula is gonna be more worthwhile, I think. I can only use 3 more characters. Okay, 3 more characters. How many healers do I have? Okay, I don't have that many Dendro, right? I don't think I do. Yeah, Yao Yao. I really need to build this guy. He's got 3 constellations. I even have a 4-piece set on him already. He's almost... No, he is 200 CV. I really need to build this guy. He's supposed to be pretty good. Alright, but I want some shielding. Let's get Layla. Shit, even Charlotte's pretty good. I don't have that many healers, do I? Let's see. 1. A 2. A 3. Okay, yeah, I don't have that many healers. What's the starting class? Alright, Chi-Chi, that's another one. Mika, okay. Maybe I prioritize healers. How many cryo? God, that's a lot of cryo. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Electro, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. And then Dendro, I just have Kirara and Yao Yao. Damn. Let's see, the bosses, we have Terror Shroom, so Electro. Battle Hardened, Primordial, Baptismal, Vishap. Will attack using Cleansing Shower and also deploy Purification Fields. Characters will lose a certain amount of energy when damaged by Cleansing Shower. When stepping into a Purification Field. If the character has insufficient energy, they will lose HP instead. word is broken, the perfect shield will be disabled. Oh, is this the... This is the local legend one. Oh, man, I don't like this one. Yeah, you definitely need healing for this guy, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure that's the local legend? Local legend bishop. Alright, when it's hit by electron, catalyze reaction, will accumulate activation. When it's hit by power attacks, will lose activation. Accumulate sufficient activation will enter into stay. And Jade Plume Terrestrial will unleash more fearsome attacks until it becomes exhausted. When it's not activated, Jade Plume Terrestrial can be put into a burning state via the use of fire, which will cause it to become scorched and spread spores around to create fungi and attempt to escape this status. Okay. And then we got Simon. And then this guy. Cryo characters have an advantage. Isn't this guy in the abyss right now? Okay, so we need Cryo for this, Electro for this. This one says Dendro characters have an advantage. Huh. I don't have that many Dendro characters. Alright, I need the Hida for this, for sure. And then Electro. Okay. I forgot that you can see all this right here. You don't have to try to guess. Ranged has an advantage. Dendro has an advantage. Alright, well, my ranged... Clorand, maybe? I can make it work. I can make it work. Let's just go. Let's just go with what we got. Oh, man. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we'll see what happens. Please give me a character thing first. Companion invite 100? Alright. Wow. Okay. So with my starting characters being Nahida, Fischl, Sino... You know, let's get... Yeah, let's get Dea for Sino. And... yeah, that's it. Alright, this is the Y-Up guy, right? Yeah, that's Y-Up. And then Hydro. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just do the Y-Up. Honk. I like these guys. Honk. That's the sound they make. Honk. Alright, so we're gonna go Sino, Dia, Mika, and why not Kole? There we go. Let's see how this works. Alright, I'm gonna shut up now. I regret everything already. Okay, I had to be much faster, apparently. I was trying to switch to Kole, it didn't let me. Okay. I need to not use Dea first. Oh, that sucks. No! I fucking switched. I hit the fucking button to switch! Oh my god, this is already pissing me off, and it's stage 1. Stage 1, and it's doing this shit to me right now. Whoops. Ah, god damn it. It just switched it all the way back. And it did it again. I can't switch characters. Like, I want to use skill, then switch, but it's using skill and then just staying on field. Can we not do this shit today? Like, I just started. Come on, man. Let's do this. So I'm going to use Mika first. Then Kole, then Dia, then Sino if I'm fast enough. We'll see. I think I know what I can do. I'm overthinking this shit. Just don't use Mika. Are you seriously not burning right now? He's not burning. It doesn't do what I thought it did. Okay. Yeah, this shield is not like other shields. Wow! Okay, this guy's an asshole. I thought that by burning him, the reaction would, like, deplete his shield, but it's just not the case. My god. I refuse to use my official this early. Not doing that shit. Look at that, I switched. Whoa, why is my phone going off? No, phone, not right now. There we go. Oh, yeah, I gotta take this. Muting my mic.